Have you ever spent 20 minutes creating the perfect email filter, organizing folders, building color labels, and setting up complicated rules, only to still miss important messages? Most people believe the secret to productivity is creating more email rules, more folders, and more automation. But in 2026, that system is starting to fail badly. Modern inboxes are overloaded with newsletters, AI-generated promotions, spam disguised as business emails, and notifications from dozens of apps competing for your attention every single hour. What used to feel organized now feels like digital clutter. The shocking truth is that the people who are truly productive today are no longer depending on traditional email rules to manage their inboxes. Instead, they're using a completely different strategy, one that is faster, smarter, cleaner, and built for the modern internet. If your inbox constantly stresses you out, if you miss important replies, or if you spend too much time cleaning emails instead of doing actual work, this could completely change how you use email forever. For years, email rules were considered the ultimate productivity hack. You could automatically move messages into folders, tag certain senders, archive promotions, or prioritize specific keywords. At first, it felt powerful. Your inbox looked cleaner, and you believed everything was under control. But over time, these systems became more complicated than the problem itself. People created dozens or even hundreds of rules they barely remembered. Important emails got buried inside folders, never checked again. Notifications disappeared without being seen. Some rules conflicted with others, causing chaos behind the scenes. And the worst part? The modern email world changed faster than old rule systems could adapt. AI-generated marketing emails now bypass filters easily. Businesses constantly change sender addresses. Spam looks more human than ever before. Traditional inbox rules were designed for an older internet, not today's hyper-automated communication landscape. That's why millions of professionals are quiet ally, abandoning complex email rules and switching to smarter systems focused on prioritization instead of organization. The biggest mistake people make is believing the goal of email management is achieving a perfectly clean inbox. That idea alone has wasted countless hours globally. Productivity experts now argue that inbox perfection is actually dangerous because it creates a false sense of control while encouraging constant checking and micromanagement. Instead of focusing on making the inbox look empty, successful professionals focus on reducing decision fatigue. Every time you look at an email and decide where it should go, whether to archive it, label it, flag it, or answer it later, your brain uses mental energy. Multiply that by hundreds of messages per week, and our productivity crashes. Modern workflows now focus on minimizing decisions, not increasing them. That's the real secret behind the stop using email rules movement growing online. So what are people doing instead? The answer is surprisingly simple. Priority-based systems powered by AI and intentional habits rather than complicated automation trees. Modern email users are switching to 3 folder systems instead of 20 folder systems. Many people now only use folders called Important, Waiting, and Archive. That's it. Instead of manually sorting everything, they let AI-powered inboxes identify likely priorities, while they personalize. I decide only what truly matters. This approach dramatically reduces stress because the inbox stops becoming a filing cabinet and starts becoming a communication dashboard. Big tech companies have already started moving in this direction. New AI assistants can summarize emails, identify urgency, highlight tasks, and even draft responses automatically. The future of email is not organization through rules. It's intelligent prioritization through context. One of the biggest reasons email rules fail is because they assume your priorities never change. But real life changes constantly. A client who was unimportant last month may become your top priority today. A project folder that mattered yesterday might be irrelevant tomorrow. Static rules cannot understand changing context. Human. Attention is dynamic, while traditional filters are rigid. That mismatch creates hidden problems users rarely notice until something important gets lost. Smart systems today are designed differently. AI-based inbox management tools analyze behavior patterns instead of relying only on fixed instructions. They learn which contacts matter most, which conversations require fast replies, and which promotions you consistently ignore. Instead of forcing you to maintain endless rules manually, these systems adapt automatically as your habits evolve. Another massive issue with old email rules is the illusion of productivity. Many people feel productive while organizing emails, but are actually procrastinating real work. Rearranging folders feels satisfying because it creates visible progress, but it often avoids harder tasks that truly matter. This is why minimalist productivity methods are exploding in popularity. Entrepreneurs, creators, and remote workers are discovering that reducing inbox complexity actually improves focus and mental clarity. When your system becomes simple enough to trust instantly, Your brain stops obsessing over organization and starts concentrating on meaningful output instead. The rise of AI has accelerated this shift dramatically. AI email assistants are no longer futuristic experiments. They are becoming standard tools. These assistants can summarize long threads in seconds, extract action items automatically, schedule meetings, prioritize urgent responses, and even detect emotional tone. Imagine opening your inbox and instantly seeing only the 5 messages that truly matter today, while everything else fades quietly into the background. That experience is replacing the old system where users manually controlled every tiny inbox action through dozens of complicated rules. In other words, the future inbox manages itself while humans focus on decisions, communication, and creativity. There's also a psychological reason people are abandoning old email systems. Complex rule structures create anxiety because users fear missing something important. Every hidden folder becomes a potential risk zone. Every automated filter introduces uncertainty. Was that message archived? Did the rule break? Did the sender address change? This low-level anxiety silently drains mental energy daily. Simpler systems reduce this stress massively because everything remains more visible and manageable. Instead of trusting endless automation blindly, users regain confidence through clarity. Ironically, fewer rules often create better control. The do this instead philosophy is based on a powerful principle. Systems should support humans, not control them. Many old productivity methods forced people to behave like machines, categorizing every email with perfect precision. But humans are not filing cabinets. We work best with flexibility, adaptability, and simplicity. That's why modern communication systems prioritize quick understanding over perfect organization. It's better to see the right information immediately than to perfectly organize irrelevant information nobody will revisit again. Another reason this movement is growing is because work itself has changed. Remote work, freelancing, creator businesses, and digital entrepreneurship all rely on faster communication cycles than traditional office environments. People no longer have time to maintain enterprise-level inbox structures personally. Speed matters more than categorization. Responsiveness matters more than folder aesthetics. Today's professionals want systems that reduce friction instantly. The simpler the workflow, the easier it becomes to maintain consistency long-term. Some of the smartest productivity experts now recommend treating email more like a temporary messaging platform rather than a permanent storage system. Search functions have become so powerful that manually organizing everything is often unnecessary. Instead of spending hours deciding where emails belong, users can rely on advanced search tools to find information instantly whenever needed. This alone destroys one of the original reasons email folders became popular decades ago. Back then, search tools were weak, storage was limited, and organization mattered more. In 2026, those limitations barely exist anymore. Companies are noticing this trend too. Major email platforms are redesigning interfaces around AI summaries, smart categories, predictive responses, and focused inboxes, instead of manual folder structures. The industry clearly understands that users are overwhelmed. The next generation of inboxes aims to reduce cognitive overload rather than increase customization complexity. Simplicity is becoming the premium feature. Of course, this doesn't mean all automation is useless. Smart automation still matters, but the philosophy has changed. Instead of building giant rule networks manually, users are encouraged to automate only repetitive, low-risk actions. For example, newsletters can auto-archive, receipts can move into finance folders, and spam can disappear automatically. But critical communication stays visible and adaptable. The key difference is intentional simplicity instead of obsessive organization. This reduces distraction and improves concentration dramatically. Studies continue showing that constant inbox interruptions damage deep focus. By limiting email access windows, users regain control of their attention span. Combined with AI prioritization, this method can transform productivity completely. The cultural obsession with inbox zero is also fading. Many professionals now believe inbox zero created unhealthy expectations that encouraged compulsive email behavior. The modern goal is not emptiness, it's awareness. If important messages are visible and actionable, the system is working. An inbox does not need to be perfectly clean to be effective. Interestingly, younger generations entering the workforce already use communication differently. Many Gen Z professionals rely more on collaborative tools, messaging apps, shared workspaces, and AI assistants than traditional email structures. They expect communication systems to adapt automatically rather than requiring endless manual setup. This generational shift is pushing companies to redesign productivity software faster than ever before. Cybersecurity concerns also play a role in abandoning complex email rules. Overly aggressive automation can accidentally hide phishing attempts or suspicious activity. Simpler systems with clearer visibility help users detect unusual messages more easily. As scams become increasingly sophisticated through AI-generated content, human awareness becomes more important than blind filtering. The future of productivity is not about controlling every detail manually. It's about designing systems that reduce friction, protect attention, and simplify decision making. Email rules were useful during an earlier internet era, but today's communication environment requires smarter approaches. Instead of spending hours building fragile inbox structures, successful professionals are focusing on clarity, prioritization, and adaptability. So if your inbox still feels overwhelming despite all your filters, folders, and automation rules, maybe the problem isn't your effort. Maybe the system itself is outdated. The modern solution isn't adding more complexity. It's removing unnecessary complexity entirely. Stop trying to create the perfect inbox. Machine, start building a communication workflow that actually supports your real life, your real priorities, and your real attention span. Most complicated inbox systems. They're the ones with the clearest focus and the simplest workflows. The future belongs to smarter prioritization, AI assistance, intentional habits, and flexible systems designed for humans instead of machines. If you enjoyed this script, make sure to like, share, and comment your thoughts below. Subscribe for more powerful tech insights, productivity hacks, AI trends, and digital future content that keeps you ahead of everyone else.